appreciate the time you've given over. And we want to try and make this event very interactive, so please ask any questions you want to ask at the time. So just a little bit of housekeeping, emergency exits, please note, and obviously the sanitizers on the desks, or on the table, sorry. Please turn off your mobile phones if you could. And everybody who attended here today can courtesy of our partner AppCheck and get a free vulnerability scan, you'll be happy to know. And then at the end of the day, we'll be having a raffle for these beautiful Sony headphones, so just to say thanks. Obviously, I want to particularly thank our speakers today, Darren, George, and Samir. So they really have been great support to us, so our thanks to them. So just what are we going to do today? Well, just a little bit about who we are, the business landscape and evolving threats, working from home, what is and are the worries for IT, particularly trying to manage two different environments, between the office environment and the work from home environment. And then some key takeaways. So,
your wolf side behind.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's not there. Okay, right, now I'm back. There we go. So, who we are? Well, we're a cybersecurity company. We're fully focused on cybersecurity. We don't do anything else. It's 100% our core business. We established in 2013. It's fully Irish owned. Pragmatic, no-nonsense advice, and it's sensible advice, and hence our tagline, sensible cybersecurity. We're not there to try and get a quick win of selling a piece of kit or software or whatever. It's about a relationship approach and a service-led approach. And our people take pride and integrity in everything that they do. And that's our culture. So that's a little bit about what we believe in. It's the relationships and going that extra mile. So part of today is we want to announce our new service, which is CommSec Business Secure. Kieran will be going into this a little bit more later on. But what it is enterprise anti-ransomware and antivirus with IT asset inventory and management, device encryption management and USB management, web filtering, mobile device management, remote security assistance, and monitoring with monthly status reports, all for €50 per month per user for up to 3 devices, and that can be a mix of any desktop, laptop, mobile phone, or any combination. So we believe this is going to be a game changer, particularly for SMEs who do not have the money or staff to be able to provide this service, and therefore do not have good industry behaviours in terms of cybersecurity. So this is aimed at them, so it's all a team that we try and stamp out these guys, and this is a game changer, we believe. But as I said, Kieran will be going into this a little bit later on. So over the past 20 months, what have we done? We've taken on all these customers. So these are all our net new customers in the last 20 months, which has been phenomenal. And it's around pen testing, it's around CheckScan Plus, it's around our SOC and SIEM services. So we're really delighted with the way that's gone. So we've been really, really busy. But what's been at the back of that? Well, at the back of that is the working from home and the adoption of cloud services. So that has been a big driver for IT teams trying to cope with. Well, first of all, initially, we need to get everybody up and running because we now have to have everybody working from home. So security became at the back of that, and people were more interested in getting the business going. So, but that's created a problem now. And there's been huge interest in information for COVID-19 as a result of that. There are people working from home, they're clicking on links, they're gathering that information, and they're not actually sure what information to believe. And so there's an enormous increase in cyber attacks with the clicking of those links and phishing campaigns. So that's created a kind of changing attack vectors for IT teams to now try and cope with. Before it would have been pretty simple. If you were in a room like this was your business, this was your office, then you could protect it. But now that attack vector is in multiple locations dotted around the country in some cases, or even the world. Because we've guys working in Spain now, so that's just the way it's gone. So you have to have that security mindset, and it's very difficult if you're just a small company trying to do that. So there has been high-profile attacks. For example, the HSE, which we all know about, But there's also been TU Dublin, in Tallaght, the National College of Ireland, Galway. So like all of these, this is close to home now. So we're starting to see that it's not just somebody else in America, it's Google or something. It's right next door, and it's companies that we deal with. So that's raised the awareness, which has been fantastic. And that's what's driving our business. So what did we do over the past 20 months? Well, we've established a digital forensics and incident response practice, led by Colin Gallagher, who was 30 years in Garda Síochána, 12 of which in the National Cybercrime Bureau. So he's caught some bad people. So we've also achieved certification in Cyber Essentials. So we're starting to take look at this at ourselves and say, well, what are we doing? How can we make ourselves better and improve? And we need to get certified to standards that we can actually turn around to our clients and say, well, look, we actually take your data seriously. And by actually demonstrating the commitment that we have by achieving these standards, and it's not simple to get the ISO 27K. There's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of controls that we must have in place. We've established our CheckScan Plus service, which is taken off brilliantly, I have to say. So this is a fully managed service. The guys will go into that again later on. We established our penetration testing practice, led by Terry. So that's been huge for us as well. So we're quite inundated at the moment, and we're growing the team. We got funding from Enterprise Ireland, the Sustaining Enterprise Fund, which is a huge investment back into the business. And that's allowed us to grow from 12 people to 21 now. So we've been growing over the past 20 months. So what are the evolving threats? Well, there's a huge increase in ransomware. It's up 413% in Ireland alone. That's the Department of Justice gave us that stat. Phishing attacks are on the rise, smishing attacks, business email compromise, CEO fraud, malware, insider threats. These are all the things that are happening right now, and IT teams have to cope with all these. So these are huge worries for them. And the working from home worries for the IT department is the employee well-being. So employee well-being, if they're kind of tired, stressed out, distracted, well then they're not actually, they make mistakes. People are people. And then there's unsafe data practices. So 46% of IT leaders are also worried about employees practicing unsafe cybersecurity behaviours. And the concerns are valid. And this report from our partner Tessia in May 2020 revealed that 48% of employees feel that they can get away with riskier cybersecurity behaviours when working from home. It's unfamiliar devices now that they're working from. It's BYOD. So there's more data breaches as a result of that, and half of the organisations surveyed said they experienced a data breach or security incident between March and July 2020. Incidentally, that's when obviously lockdown started. So the cause of data breaches obviously were phishing attacks, malware, and malicious insider attacks, and 78% of IT leaders said they think their organisation is at a greater risk from working from home. So there's more phishing attacks, and half of the security incidents reported between March and July last year were caused by successful phishing attacks and people clicking on links. And 78% of remote workers, when you think of this, right, who received the phishing mail, 68% of that actually clicked on the links. So this is what is happening in our working lives at the moment, and we have to protect against that. But we have to make it easy for business to do as well. So this is a source from SonicWall. So you'll see over the past 7 quarters the increase in ransomware, and this is just US figures. So that's gone from 60 million up to 180 million in payouts. That's phenomenal. So that you can see the rampant increase in ransomware attacks. And the criminals are very smart. They are very, very smart. So I'll leave you with some key takeaways, just some good behaviours, and that's what we're trying to promote, hence the launch of Business Secure. But it's the good behaviour practices. Educate your users, most important. Let them understand the type of attacks that are out there. Security patch your systems. You don't have to do the functional and feature upgrades, but security patch them and do it regularly. Enable MFA. That's most important because it's another vector that the hacker has to try and get in and guess, and it's very difficult for it to do that. And these are simple things to do. And obviously, encrypt your laptops. Like we have one client that I know that put in 200 laptops that aren't encrypted, still aren't. And we're still advising them, banging on their heads, you need to do this because it's a breach of data protection laws. But do also render secure encrypted backups. So if you encrypt the backups and multi-factor authentication of the backups, there again, that's leading to another challenge that a hacker, that if they do get in or it's a ransomware attack, it might infect your current systems, but if your backups are secure and encrypted with multi-factor authentication, then it's much more difficult for them to get in. So that's all I'm going to set for today. So that's the kind of scene that I hope that you kind of can take away from today, that these are the things that are simple to do. So thank you very much.